What's up, y'all? So look, I just wanted to come on here and speak to y'all. You know, give game how I do, and this video, I want to talk about like the um the dangers of being too trusting and being too open with people. You feel me? Because I was a victim of that when I was younger. Like when I was younger, I was more of like, I ain't gonna lie, coming up as a kid, I mean, I was a little rough around the edges eventually as I got closer to my teens. But like as a kid, I was like, I was way too soft and way too trusting, like way too, emotionally invested. And I used to like be too, like, I guess not even naive because I knew better. I forgot, I don't know what to call it, but like I was the type of person where like I would know that somebody wouldn't be a good friend to me, but just because I feel bad for them, because like they soft or people don't like them, or like I consider them like a bitch, but they didn't wrong me. I'm just like, you know what, like I just try to be cool with them, try to be easy with it. Like I don't know, it's like I had like a big heart because like it was hard for me to shit on a nigga that I'm seeing already getting shit on. You feel what I'm saying? So I used to let a lot of shit slide, and I ended up paying for it. And I realized why you have to address things once you see it festering, right? I'm gonna give y'all a little story time. So back when I was in like middle school, right? I had this one acquaintance, I'll call him. I had this one, well, associate. I had this one associate, because I don't really feel like dude was a friend to me, but I had this one associate, right? And he was all like into like the hype of being like a fake thug, you know? He used to show people like guns that he got off of Google Images, talking about how he got that, how he be blasting, all this kind of stuff. Like he had the whole fake thug image down pat, and he would try to like be for real thugs, but he was scary, right? So all he was known for is like lying and stealing, pretty much. Like so, I remember I used to hang around the dude, right? And this is like the first, like one of the first violations. I remember we was in my place, right? And the only reason why he came over, because dude used to beg me to come to my house, right? But I found out that later he was just scoping shit out, because like I remember like nigga had came over, my mom had left a little snack, in my room, and I think it was like some big red gum and maybe like some Cracker Jacks or some shit like that. It was something like that, maybe a bag of chips. So he wanted me to give him some gum, and I was just like, nah. Like he was like, why not? I'm like, cause I don't want to. And then he was like, damn, you gonna do the homie like that? I'm like, yeah. Like I don't feel like I don't feel like it. Plus, I'm like, my shit not open. He was like, well then open it. And I'm like, no. And he like, why not? I'm like, because I don't feel like opening my gum or having none right now. I'm not finna just open it for you. He like, man, you got to. It's my favorite gum. Da 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 da. Whatever, right? And he won't let it go. And that's how he got his way. Like he'll pester you and like wear you down. And that's another like reason I should have just been like Bogart off the rip and cut him off. But eventually I was just like, bro, I said, when I open it, I'll give you some. Just to shut a nigga up. I had already told him no, right? So then a little while later, we leave out my backyard, right? Because my backyard was like the way, like in the direction we was going. I had like in the back they had like a little like a little middle school, elementary school with a track. So we jumped the fence and we walked on the track, and I see this nigga pull out the big red gum, right? And he take a piece, and I'm looking at it, and the first thought in my mind isn't that's my shit, cause I swear I seen it on, like still on my shit when he left, and I made sure he walked in front of me. You get what I'm saying? So, bruh, the nigga hand this shit to me, and I'm just looking at him crazy, cause I'm just like, if he had a piece of gum, why would he want mine? Surely he didn't take my shit and put it out right in front of me. Then I'm thinking like, but that's still a red flag, because why he trying to use me? So then he hands me the shit to me, and I'm looking at it, and he like, what? You said that like when I opened it, when you opened it, I can get a piece. Now it's open. And I said, bro, this is my shit. And then he was just like, bro, this is my favorite gum. I said, dog, I don't give a fuck. And then he was like, he was like, but you said, he said, why you tripping? You said I can have one when it's open. And I said when I opened it, and it's my shit. I was like, I already told you no, because I didn't want you with none, nigga. I was like, it ain't your fucking right or your prerogative to walk out my house with my shit and then open it. I was like, boy, your ass tripping. And I let his ass walk back by himself. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was supposed to be an ass whooping, right? And that was like one of the, like not even one of the first times, but that was like one of the main times that come to point. The real moment I wanted to talk about, giving you a little backstory. So, like, this is before he ever even came to my house, I don't think. And I remember, I used to let him see my phone, because nigga always wanted to see my phone or whatever, right? Because, I don't know, I guess he didn't have a nice enough phone, or maybe he didn't have a phone. I forgot why, but, so, I had this little dog, this little black dog named Sebastian. It was a family-owned pet. And I remember I used to pose with it, making silly faces, all that kind of stuff. So he had asked me about the dog, and I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, because it was my background, my home screen. So I was like, oh, that's my little dog Sebastian, da-da-da. You know, so we move on from it or whatever. But then like a couple days, right? Or like a week or so, I'm noticing like he keep badgering me about coming over, right? And automatically my red flags are going off, like my little alarms come like, bro, dude a thief. And not only that, but it's like, why he trying to make his way over to my spot so heavy, right? So anyways, we talking, whatever, nigga weighed me down, so I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't really know what nigga want, I guess I'll see, or whatever, right? Bad move. So he come over, you know what I'm saying? Everything was like cool, everything went smooth, and then like 2-3 days after that, we hear a knock at the door. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Knock at the door, right? So we like, what the fuck? And it ended up being him and his mama. Right? And I don't really remember like the details of it. I just remember basically she came over there wanting the small dog we had, right? Then her and my mom was like talking or whatever. I said no, right? And she screaming, oh, it's no love lost, it's no love lost. But she's still trying to like, she turning up on us in our house, but she still want the dog. And she going back and forth, like she talking shit about it, about how it ain't a love loss, but then on another hand, she's still talking about how she want the dog, right? And still trying to negotiate. And I remember like I walked up to him like, cause I'm just like, why the fuck would you pull up your mom to my place? Like what you on? And before I could even say anything, he nervously smiled and laughed, whatever. He was just like, and then he was like, my bad, whatever. He was like, he's like, you know, like mom's been talking about getting a small dog, and he said when I seen yours, I knew it'd be perfect or whatever. He's like, that's why I had to like run it by her. And he was like, I hate to do it to you because you my boy, but he was like, mom gotta come first. He's gotta make her happy. And I looked at this nigga, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but why can't you make your mom happy on your own accord? Like, why do you have to take from, like, why do you think it's a good idea to take from me to give to your mom? Why can't your mom just find her own small dog if she wants a small dog? You get what I'm saying? And so they go back and forth. My mom, for some reason, like, relinquishes the dog and decides that the woman can have it. And I refute it. I'm like, no. Like, what the fuck? But she gives it up anyways, against my commands, against my wishes. And right then, it was a heartbreak because that was my little nigga. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, bruh, and I blame myself for it, because I'm like, if I wasn't so gullible and naive and just let this nigga that I know that shouldn't have been there, like this fucking moment wouldn't even presented itself. You get what I'm saying? Shouldn't even let the nigga use my phone, for honestly, so he wouldn't even have seen the dog. But so they leave with the dog, right? Fast forward like a couple months, I'm over in his neighborhood, right? He wanted me to come over for some shit, so I'm over there, and his sister in my face, like his, you know, little bitty sister, little baby kid, she bragging, because like these motherfuckers, they like ratchet, like ghetto, like, but like they like ratchet ghetto, But it's like they're the ones that do a lot of barking that ain't really about shit. You know what I'm saying? So like they're not really threatening. They're just annoying. You know what I mean? So we over there and well, I'm over there and his sister bragging about how they got the dog off table food and how the dog doing like this and that, and how they doing all this shit with the dog, right? And I'm just like, you already got the dog. Like, why are you rubbing it in? Like, why are you saying all this? You feel what I'm saying? She's like, I'm just letting you know, da da da, like, you know. And then I'm just like, cool, because at first I'm just ignoring it. And then, but then she like in my face, making sure like, you heard me, like, da da da, like all this shit. So I'm like, I can hear you, like cool, like it's not my dog no more. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like, do what you gonna do with it. Like, feel like motherfucker being messy. So then they ask me. So then the mom come out and she like talking to me and different stuff like that or whatever. Put the daughter in her place about being in my face about it. And she asked me if I want to see the dog. I was like, no, I'm good. So then she was like, bring the dog out. Okay. So then they bring the dog out, right? The dog came out looking depressed, head down, staggering all slow. The motherfucker fur wasn't even shiny no more. His coat wasn't, like, had lost its shine, looking all dingy. Then it had like mange starting to form, like on his thigh. Like, you know how the fur come off and it be having them patches and the skin be flaky. It was like that, and I'm just like, right? So then the mom asking me, so then the dog lit up when they seen me and all running towards me, different shit like that. And I'm playing with the dog, all this kind of stuff. And she's like, oh, it remember you. I'm like, well, duh, bitch, I'm the original owner. I'm back when the dog had a good life. So, she get jealous because the dog all over me. So she tell him to bring him inside. And the dog literally like jumping over my lap, running around like around me, different shit like that. And I feel so bad because in that moment, I just really want to take the dog and leave. But it's like my mom already gave the dog up. And I'm pretty sure she ain't going to accept it back. You feel what I'm saying? So they put the dog up and the mom started asking me, like, what do I think about the dog or whatever? Like, do I think it's healthy? All this kind of different shit. And I don't know. It was an uncomfortable situation. Like, I'm a direct dude, but when the situation calls for it, and I feel like this not my space to like. Since I already lost the dog and it's in their control, out of my hands, it ain't really my space to come on your territory and then to tell you about like your animals. So I just left it vague. I was just like, well. I was like, the dog is how it is, and you doing what you doing with it. That's on you. And she like, yeah, but what do you think about it? I was like, I don't think anything about it. I don't think about it. And she was like, you see it? She was like, do you think the dog, like, she asked me, did I think the dog looked looked healthy, right? And I looked at her and I was like, do you think it looks healthy? I'm like, the fact that you have to ask me that, do you think so? Conversation was over right then. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like, stop asking me stupid shit. You know that dog ain't fucking healthy. Look at it. Look at it. That dog fell apart when you got it because you weren't actually invested in that sentient being. You just wanted something to be possessive over. Like she said, she wanted a small dog. She didn't give a fuck. Because like he told me she used to be watching them little soap opera shits, and she thought it was cool when the bitches had the small dogs they can put in purse and walk around and shit. It made them seem fancy and have status. And you a hood bitch. You don't know how to do that. You haven't elevated your mind out of that institutionalized state that the system got it in for you to even understand what that lifestyle is like. So no, it didn't work. You feel what I'm saying? Shit was terrible. So, sadly, sometime after that, they informed me the dog passed. And I was crushed because I'm just like, that dog should have had a longer life and it shouldn't have went out like that. You get what I'm saying? And I blamed myself largely for it. I blamed my mom for giving the dog up. And I blame them for being shitty owners. But mostly I blame myself because if I hadn't opened up the way for it, they wouldn't have even known to be shitty owners. And my mom wouldn't have had that decision to make. You feel what I'm saying? Sometimes it's easier to just take responsibility for things, right? That's what puts you ahead of people. The people that don't want to take accountability will always be behind, and they'll never go nowhere because they don't have the gonads to stand up and to be like those people that lead. You get what I'm saying? You're going to get a lot of bullshit from leading, but that just comes with the territory, bro. Like, honestly, with me, it's easier for me to just chalk it up to it being my fault, being better and moving on, because at the end of the day, it's like, that's me taking control of the situation. Anyone that lets me take control of the situation just relinquish their power to it, because I can admit that I fucked up, right? By allowing you to have that decision to navigate whatever the situation is. But it would never happen again. Now if I gotta take responsibility and accountability for it, I'm gonna call the shots. You get what I'm saying? Especially for myself. You gotta be that way with yourself. You gotta be so tuned in with yourself that nothing outside of nothing outside of like what you're looking for in your goals should matter. You know, like prime example, like if you want to be like a stand up, you know, bold, curious, like delightful, polite person, like you shouldn't worry about anybody that's outside of that. Only fuck with people that have your same intent in mind, because that's how you easily get distracted and thrown off of it. You feel me? And don't be too trusting either. Like, if you start seeing red flags like from the beginning, trust your intuition. Your intuition is to guide you from threats that you can't physically analyze right now. So trust that shit. And I wish I would have trusted mine. And look, that's the result of it. When you don't trust shit like your instincts, right? Your intuition, you end up in those terrible positions they were trying to warn you from. So, hey, take it as a lesson learned. All right?